Hey guys, just recording this real quick to walk you through a couple of the very basic things you might want to do in Twine. We're going to be using this tool for our last project of the Evidence and Investigation Unit, and I want to make sure that you guys have an idea of the very basic, only two programming things that I'm requiring you to know to do this. They're both pretty simple, but I want to have a demonstration here that you can reference later on as we go. So, one thing is, you could actually download this and use it on your computer, and the download version does have more options, but I'm not requiring that anyone download and install something. For our purposes, everything I'm going to show you is available through the Use It Online mode. So you start off by going to twinery.org and then clicking on Use It Online. Now, this saves things to your web browser. So anywhere that you work on your computer, if you open Twine in your web browser, it will load these stories. If you try and load this on a different computer, it won't load your stories. So you need to be working on the same browser on the same computer every time. Even switching from Chrome to Edge would lose it because it would save it to your Chrome browser, and if you tried to load it in Edge, it would go away. So just know that for the sake of this assignment, you need to keep using the same browser on the same computer. But as long as you're doing that, it'll auto-save everything you do. I just have a quick demo thing that I play around with when I'm working on things. We're going to ignore that for now, so I can show you what it's like to create from scratch. So you're going to click on Story, give it a title. My title will be Title for now, and click Add. It'll bring you to this menu with Untitled Passage. Now here is where you can start changing everything around. So the first thing I'm going to do is give Untitled Passage the title Intro, because it's going to be the intro to my game. I then can start writing things in here. Welcome to my game. Do you really want to play? We'll go with that for now. Now, we want to give these people, whoever our player is, an option of going to different choices throughout the game. The whole idea here is that your player can do anything they want as long as you've written it. So we need to add choices for yes and no. To do that, we can do it a couple of ways. The easiest one is to start with putting square brackets on our link. So we're going to put 2 square brackets to open it. We're going to say yes. This is the yes choice. It will take you to yes. Then we need to put a piece of punctuation called a bar, which you can make by holding Shift and pressing the backspace key, and it'll look like that. And if they click yes, we'll say they go to a page we're going to call Accept. Put 2 square brackets to close it, and if I click away now, you can see that there's now a new link called Accept. There's a brand new place. Thanks for accepting. Now, if I play the game, you can see, welcome to my game. Do you really want to play? Oh, look, yes. If I click on yes, it takes me to the Accept screen. So anytime you want to demo your game, you can hold over and press this play icon. Anytime you want to edit here, and if you ever want to delete a page, you can click delete. There's other things you can do, but we also have this little green icon, which tells you this is where the player goes when they first start your story. Now, what if they don't want to play your game? What if they want to say no? Well, then we can add a link for that too. Square bracket, no, bar, and then we need a title for the no page. We can call this one Reject, and then 2 more square brackets to close it. Anytime I type something like this, it will create that new page. So now there's Accept and Reject. Now, why would they load the game? Why did you even click this? Can be our text if they click on Reject. So now, if we go in and demo it with the play button, we can see, do you really want to play? Yes or no? If they click yes, great, thanks for accepting. What if we go back and they click no? Well, then it goes to our reject text. Why did you even click this? So now we have 2 options in our game. For your game, One part of it is going to be questioning a witness. So you will want to have a lot of options for them to click between different dialogue choices, different questions you might ask the witness, and then their responses would be the paragraphs after you click on them. So you could write their question for the witness in here, and then the answer that the witness gives, depending on which question you ask. You could have like 3 questions here, and 3 different answers they could give depending on what question you ask. Now there is one more thing you need to be able to do to include everything I've asked you to do in your game. You're going to make a lot of these links across this whole thing. But there is also parts of this that are going to require you to have images inserted into your game. How do we put an image in here? How do I include a picture? Well, let's say we want to have in accept, thanks for accepting, here's a picture of a fabric sample under a microscope. Why a fabric sample under a microscope? Well, because that was something I was working on right before I started recording this demo, and I have that picture ready. Now, how do I insert a picture in something like this? Well, I have to use specific code to do that, and I actually have to encode the picture in a certain way that requires another tool. So the first thing you need to do is make sure you have the picture you want saved on your computer somewhere. I'm not going to show you how to do that. I assume you know how to save a picture. But once we've got that, we need to encode that picture as something called base64. And here's how we do that. I've included the link to this site, base64.guru/converter/encode/image. That is included in our assignment. So you can just click on that and it will take you straight to this website. You don't need to look it up. You don't need to type that directly in. I've also included the link on the page of the assignment. We want a local file. I guess you could also find a URL of an image somewhere on the internet to encode, but we're taking a file from our computer here. So we're going to go local file. We're going to find that file, if it will open. There it is. We're going to find that file, and we are going to go into my science folder. We're going to go to evidence and investigation, and I just saved fabricsample.jpg. So there it is. The last thing you need to choose is your output format. The only one of these that will actually work in Twine is HTML image. So we're going to click on that one, make sure that's chosen, and then encode image to base64. It's going to take a second, but when the page reloads, look at all this ridiculous text. That's a lot, but that is the image encoded in base64. So if I copy it with this little copy button here, I can now paste it into Twine, and even though it looks like a mess here, when I demo this page, here's my picture. It showed up. There's coarse wool, fine wool, alpaca wool, cashmere, silk, linen, cotton, and need to scroll around, but I believe that's polyester is the last one. All what they look like under a microscope. So the image has made its way into the game. Now, one last thing. What if we want to go back to a previous page? What if our reject wants to have a try again? Well, we can write try again. Square bracket, text, bar, and then we need to write where it needs to go. Unfortunately, where it needs to go already exists, so if I start typing something new, it's going to create a new page. But if I type the exact title of our intro page, case sensitive, so capital letters matter, it's not exact if you don't use capitals in all the same places, but if you type it exactly the same, in this case, capital I, intro, it will link back. You can see this arrow now goes 2 ways, because this slide links to here, and this page links back to here if you click try again. Let's look at this game that we've just written. Welcome to my game. Do you really want to play? Well, yes would bring us to that fabric sample picture. Thanks for accepting. Here's a picture of a fabric sample under a microscope. Cool. But if we click no, why did you even click this? Try again. And if I click try again, it brings me back to the very first page that we started on. It does bring me back to the intro. So if you type the exact title of an earlier page from your game, after the bar, it will bring you back to that same page. For example, again, if you're doing a questioning a witness sequence and you ask a question, get your answer, you can then have a link at the bottom of that answer that takes you back to the whole questions page so you can pick a different question and see the answer to that one. So you're going to be able to link all over the place, bring yourself from one page to another while you write this game. I hope this looks fun. I hope that's not too overwhelming. We'll have gone through this in class again by the time this is posted, and between that and this reference video and the explicit instructions I've included in the assignment text itself, I hope that's all enough to help you understand Twine. Have fun with this one. Share your games with each other. By all means, write more games than just the one for this assignment, because this is a fun tool to get to use. And that's it for today. Thanks, guys. Bye.